He gives leads. He's giving them out free right now. You come on our show, you can find out how to get free leads.
More losses, more recruiting from each other, cannibalizing each other.
Welcome to MIKEDrop. Yeah. Hey, everybody. Welcome to MIKEDrop. This is Mike and Michael. We're talking about More Talk, our weekly rendezvous on real estate and mortgage. And today was a fun one. We weren't talking about cost and breaking down cost. We were talking about Santa Claus in the form, as you said it, Michael, in the form of the Fed.
Lower rates as the Federal Reserve and Chairman Powell of the Federal Reserve goes and announced that, number one, we're not going to be seeing any more rate hikes. We're going to be seeing rates coming down. In fact, now we don't know the exact dates for next year, but it was music to everybody in the real estate world as we get to chance to see, hey, not only are we going to see rates dropping next year. Now we don't know that date, but Wall Street had a chance to react immediately in not only the 10-year dropping, but mortgage-backed securities dropping down in yield as well, or increasing in price, dropping down in yield. And much to the happiness of mortgage originators everywhere as we see a potential refinance boom coming up. And that really got a chance to lead us into our conversations with all of our guests today as we talked about not only the origination platform, but what should we be looking forward to? What can independent mortgage bankers be looking forward to in the way that they are setting up their organizations and companies? And how are they being coached to success in 2024 and 2025?
The problem with that is when they react too fast, right? And we're there to say, not so fast, in the words of Lee Corso. While we were on this show, Matt Graham was on CNBC saying rates will hit the high fours. What does that mean? We talked about it on our show today with LLPAs, early payoffs, servicing Michael got into. If it gets there, or we're already thinking about it in December, we're thinking the wrong way. We have to start planning one rate drop at a time, 1/8 at a time. And I thought the stage was set very well. If you're listening, it starts off with Larry Gunnan, who's been around forever and is a recruiter and is able to get 500 loan officers in that Alabama, Missouri area. And he talked about numbers versus people, how important people is, and how lenders right now are not paying for people. They're paying for numbers. They're paying for historic numbers. And moving forward, is that more of doing the same things that got us here? Or are we going to pivot and try and find a new model in 2024?
How insane is that? I mean, the definition of insanity is doing the same thing over and over again and expecting a different result. And yet, here we go again. You know, it's like that white snake song. Here we go again on our own. And I think that if we just look at the past and try and reproduce that again, we get more of the same thing, more losses, more recruiting from each other, cannibalizing each other.
Well, how about our next guest, but let's not even put a name there. One of our guests talks about extortion in a fun way, joking, but not signing bonuses, but retention bonuses, and not telling people within the company who's getting them. You know, so there's a secret rumor that somebody's worth more than somebody else. And maybe they are with numbers, but I think, again, it gets us away from, it was interesting because on one side you had Greg Harris, who just says he sells rate. He has a program where he gives leads. He's giving them out free right now. You come on our show, you can find out how to get free leads. He gives a university on how to do it. And then the meat in the middle, the peanut butter between the two pieces of bread, as far as the knowledge goes. I think Christine Beckwith just had a drop the mic moment after drop the mic moment, talking about bottling up what you say, Michael, about just there is financial advice around if you understand the literacy, and it doesn't have to be grandpa's farm. I thought the farm was a great example.
Yeah. I mean, if Doug Andrew often said this in the early 2000s. If what you thought you knew to be true is no longer true, when do you want to know? Well, we want to know as soon as possible. And I think that as an industry, we've been focused so much on low rate, low cost, that we've really truly lost the sight of what kind of financial responsibility we have in the mortgage industry to the general public, which is, what is it that we're doing to encourage home ownership? And what is it that you get to keep with home ownership in financial literacy? You get the tax benefits, you get the home ownership and the money you spend with it, and then you get to live and retire if you want with your home. And all of those gets lost in translation of low rate, low fees. And instead of figuring out how long is it that we're going to live and figure out what kind of benefits we're going to have, we keep looking at, well, what have you done for me today, and what can you save me today? Because I'm only looking at the next 2 to 3 months and my payment today versus what is it in the longer period of time. So we get lost in the translation of that, and Christine really just knocked it out of the park in saying what is it that we need to focus on in saving and investing versus just today's payment. And versus just today's payment is the payment today is going to take you a long way into the future. So I love what Christine had to go over for that.
And I hope our audience just listens to it, closes your eyes, and understands there's such generational differences because of Boyle's Law, because of technology, really because of social media. We're not talking about the same drivers that were before. Yes, generational wealth, but the idea that people are going to enjoy the generational wealth part of it like they used to, buy fixer-uppers and on the weekend and night, sand and prime and paint versus go out to a ball game, spend $32 on 2 drinks and $13 on a pretzel, right? And take a picture out there. That's the reality. At the same time, the cost of living's going up. The opportunities to make money out there are more available. Remote work, it's just changing, and therefore the house has to change a little bit too. So I invite you all to come with us. Come listen to this next episode we're about to put in front of you. Close your eyes and then join us Thursdays, 2 p.m. on LinkedIn Audio, 11 a.m. Pacific. Just raise your hand, come up and tell us what you're thinking. We'd love to have you on the show and love to hear what you think of today's episode. And this is the first of us launching a new season, which really starts with Drop the Mic and will extend to our newsletter and extend to us making more available content in the comment section of our YouTube station. So please, we have to do this more. Give us a subscribe, give us a like so we can build out a better platform for you guys, better guests and better opportunities. Michael, I couldn't have a better person alongside me here in the holiday season. I'm looking forward to next week's holiday episode. Anything else you have to say?
Year. I'm looking forward to this next year of more seasons and more talk.
More seasons, more talk. If you have any topics you think we should have on the show, hashtag MORETALK, more talk, and we'll take care of it here in season 2. Thank you, subscribers. Thank you, listeners. We'll see you next week.
Thank you.